I'll quickly tell you the whole story of Apple for any of you who don't know it. It started in a garage in 1976. In the early 80s, they came up with the Apple II. They started to take off. They went public. In 1984, they made the Mac, which was the first computer with a graphical user interface and a mouse. In 1985, Jobs gets thrown out of his own company. He goes off for 11 years. He starts a company called Next, which is a workstation company. He buys Pixar and builds that. And in 96, Apple is almost dead. After 11 years without him, they've screwed it up so bad that they bring him back. They buy Next, bring him back in. And it was so dire, I think they were down to $3 a share, and they had hardly any money left in the bank. They were literally asking California for tax breaks that would give them $15 million in a tax break. Like, that's how badly off they were. And Michael Dell famously said, someone asked him when Jobs came back, well, if you were Steve Jobs, what would you do? And he said, I'd shut it down and give the money back to the shareholders. It's hard to believe now, but in '97, Dell was like, they were killing it, right? They were doing really well, right? Steve Jobs, a few days later, and this is why Jobs became like such a great character for me as a fiction writer. Jobs is at an all-hands meeting a few days later at Apple, first meeting with all the crew, and morale is the worst it's ever been. They feel like crap, and Michael Dell has just said this, and some brave soul puts up his hand and says, what do you think about what Michael Dell says? And Steve said very eloquently, fuck Michael Dell. And so, right, which is like classic, right? And by the way, the guys at backstage told me this is the first use of the word fuck in the whole conference. So I'm very glad of that. And I have a couple other things that I'm pretty sure will be the first use of that. Oh, wait.